I'm a pediatric surgeon from the United States on a medical mission to Gaza. This is my first trip to Gaza, and it happens to be at this point in time. I want to give you some brief thoughts about what I have seen and what I've been involved with medically. I just want to say that I had initial impressions based on looking at what media and social media was covering. And while those stories are important and critical to open the eyes of all of us living outside of this conflict area, being on the ground, actually physically, and seeing with your own eyes the pain and the suffering of fellow human beings, and especially children in my case, is just overwhelming. The types of injuries that we are dealing with are not civilian injuries. I have worked in trauma centers. I have seen trauma patients. But the devastation and the degree of injuries we see in kids, especially because that's who I've been treating predominantly, is just indescribable. It is very disheartening to see this kind of pain inflicted on innocent children, and children are probably the most innocent of all human beings. We have seen penetrating trauma from shrapnels, gunshot wounds, devastating brain injuries, and I would probably spend most of my time telling you about all the things I've seen. But I've also seen a side of human nature that cannot be captured by social media and the videos that we see. But every little bit that we can show and we can tell our story will help. The amount of grace and humanity that people in the middle of this conflict, suffering, displacement, suffering, loss, show is unbelievable. People meet you with smiles. Children meet you with smiles. They're happy to see you. They want to learn another language. They want to speak your language. They ask you your name. You ask them their names. And every day that I walk to work from our accommodation, I'm greeted by many, many children with smiles, happy to see you, mention your name, ask you, how are you? It is just so heartwarming to see that. They are so full of life, despite the fact that life is being taken away from around them. The other thing that really touched me is just people with such limited means. They have been stripped of so many things, basic things that we take for granted as human beings: water, clean sanitation, clean clothing, just basic human needs that they have been denied or stripped of for several months, in fact, several years. Yet they are so gracious. They invite me into to join them for meals. Yet they have these limited supply of food. They barely see any meat. They have a limited access to water. Today, we went and collected water from a single source, and happily accompanied by children helping us with these empty bottles of water. And then we fill them up from what should be a clean drinking source. And I can tell you that the water was still salty and had a taste that was not fit for human consumption. But they have no choice. They need the water. They have limited access to water. If they don't fill the water now, they won't be seeing it for a while. These are the things that we take for granted. These are the things that I have found to be disheartening on the one hand, but heartwarming on the other end, to see that people with so much death and destruction around them, with so much taken away from them, still open their hearts and their smiles to those of us who happen to have been allowed firsthand access and to be able to assist them in a limited way to help care for their injured. I will definitely be changed forever, and my heart bleeds for Palestine.
Thank you. I cry hearing you.